In the realm of electrical installations, it's crucial to distinguish between a hub and a knockout, particularly when referencing sections 314.23 F and 314.23 H of relevant electrical codes. A hub is defined as a threaded opening specifically designed to receive a conduit or fitting that also has threads. This threaded connection provides a secure and mechanically sound attachment, ensuring electrical continuity and structural integrity. These are usually found on larger enclosures and are designed to accept threaded conduits directly. A knockout, on the other hand, is a pre-stamped or pre-cut opening in an electrical box or enclosure that can be removed to create an access point for wiring or conduit. Knockouts are typically found in various sizes to accommodate different conduit diameters or cable entry points. They are designed to be easily removed using tools such as a screwdriver or pliers. It's important to emphasize that a knockout in a 4-square box is not considered a hub. A 4-square box is a common type of electrical box used for mounting switches, receptacles, or other electrical devices. These boxes often feature knockouts on their sides, top, bottom, or back to allow for wiring connections. The key difference lies in the threading. Hubs are threaded to accept threaded fittings, providing a secure, mechanically robust connection. Knockouts are simply openings that allow access, but they don't provide a threaded connection. When installing conduit or fittings into an electrical box, it's essential to use the appropriate connection method. For threaded connections, a hub is required. For non-threaded connections, a knockout can be used in conjunction with a suitable connector, such as a clamp connector or a snap-in connector. These connectors provide a secure and reliable connection without the need for threading. Section 314.23 of Electrical Codes addresses the secure mounting and support of electrical boxes. Specifically, 314.23 F pertains to the support of boxes supported from a structural member. In this case, the method for securing the box to the structural member must be adequate for the weight and intended use of the box and any attached equipment. Section 314.23 H addresses the support of boxes enclosing devices. This section outlines the requirements for supporting boxes that contain devices such as switches or receptacles. It typically requires that the box be securely fastened to a structural member or supported by other means such as mounting brackets or straps. Understanding the distinction between hubs and knockouts is crucial for ensuring compliance with electrical codes and for maintaining the safety and reliability of electrical installations. Always refer to the latest edition of the applicable electrical code for specific requirements and guidelines. Consider the following points to further clarify the difference. Firstly, the purpose of a hub is to create a secure, threaded connection for conduit or fittings. The hub provides mechanical strength and electrical continuity. Secondly, the purpose of a knockout is to provide an access point for wiring or conduit to enter or exit an electrical box. Knockouts do not provide a threaded connection and require separate connectors for secure attachment. Thirdly, hubs are typically found on larger enclosures and are designed for heavy-duty applications. Knockouts are commonly found on smaller electrical boxes and are suitable for lighter-duty applications. Consider also the application of these concepts. In a scenario where you need to run conduit directly into an electrical enclosure and the conduit requires a threaded connection, you would use a hub. For example, if you are connecting rigid metal conduit to a paddle board, you would use a hub to ensure a secure and grounded connection. On the other hand, if you need to bring non-metallic cable into a 4-square box to connect a receptacle, you would use a knockout in conjunction with a cable clamp connector. The connector would secure the cable to the box, preventing strain on the wiring connections. The choice between using a hub and a knockout depends on several factors, including the type of conduit or cable being used, the size of the enclosure, and the specific requirements of the electrical code. It's essential to carefully evaluate these factors to ensure that the installation is safe, reliable, and compliant. When working with electrical systems, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure that all work is performed in accordance with applicable codes and standards. Proper understanding and application of these concepts are vital for preventing electrical hazards and ensuring the long-term performance of electrical installations. Further elaboration on the specific sections mentioned 314.23 F and 314.23 H is necessary. 314.23 F. Support from framing members addresses situations where the electrical box is supported directly from structural elements of the building, such as wood or metal studs. The key here is that the attachment method must be suitable for the weight of the box and any devices or equipment that it will contain. This means using appropriate screws, nails, or other fasteners that are rated for the load. The support must be independent of the surface finish, meaning you can't rely on drywall or plaster to provide support. The box must be firmly attached to the framing member. For example, if you're installing a 4-square box in a wall to house a switch, you would need to screw the box directly into the adjacent stud to provide secure support. On the other hand, 314.23 H. Device boxes addresses the support of boxes that contain electrical devices such as switches, receptacles, or dimmers. This section typically requires that the box be rigidly supported. There are several ways to achieve this. One common method is to use mounting brackets or struts that attach the box to a nearby structural member. Another method is to use old work boxes, which are designed to be installed in existing walls without requiring access to the back of the wall. These boxes typically have spring-loaded clamps that grip the drywall or plaster, providing a secure hold. Regardless of the method used, the box must be securely supported to prevent it from moving or vibrating, which could damage the wiring connections or create a safety hazard. It's important to note that some electrical codes may have additional requirements for supporting boxes in specific situations. For example, boxes installed in suspended ceilings may need to be supported by independent wires or cables to prevent them from falling if the ceiling collapses. Always refer to the applicable electrical code for the specific requirements in your area. In summary, understanding the difference between hubs and knockouts, as well as the requirements for supporting electrical boxes, is essential for ensuring safer and compliant electrical installations. Hubs provide threaded connections for conduit, while knockouts provide access points for wiring. Electrical boxes must be securely supported to prevent them from moving or vibrating, and the support method must be appropriate for the weight of the box and its contents, as well as the specific requirements of the electrical code. Now let's delve deeper into the practical applications and nuances of these concepts. Consider a scenario where you're installing a new lighting circuit in a commercial building. The design calls for running 1-inch rigid metal conduit from the electrical panel to a series of junction boxes located throughout the building. In this case, you would use hubs to connect the conduit to both the panel and the junction boxes. The hubs would provide a secure, threaded connection that ensures electrical continuity and protects the wiring from damage. You would select hubs that are specifically designed for use with 1-inch rigid metal conduit and that are listed for the intended application. You would also ensure that the hubs are properly grounded to provide a safe path for fault current. Now, let's say you need to install a receptacle in a finished wall to provide power for a new piece of equipment. In this case, you would likely use a 4-square box with knockouts. You would carefully remove the appropriate knockout to allow you to run non-metallic cable from the existing wiring to the new receptacle location. You would then use a cable clamp connector to secure the cable to the box, preventing strain on the wiring connections. You would also ensure that the box is properly supported by attaching it to a nearby stud or by using an old work box with spring-loaded clamps. In addition to these basic scenarios, there are many other situations where you might need to use hubs and knockouts in electrical installations. For example, you might need to use a hub to connect a motor to a disconnect switch, or you might need to use knockouts to install a lighting fixture in a suspended ceiling. The key is to understand the purpose of each component and to select the appropriate materials and methods for the specific application. It's also important to stay up to date on the latest electrical codes and standards to ensure that your work is compliant and safe. Electrical codes are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and best practices, so it's essential to stay informed to avoid making mistakes that could lead to electrical hazards. Another important consideration is the environment in which the electrical installation is located. For example, if you're installing electrical equipment in a wet or damp location, you'll need to use watertight hubs and connectors to protect the wiring from moisture. You'll also need to use corrosion-resistant materials to prevent the equipment from rusting or corroding. Similarly, if you're installing electrical equipment in a hazardous location, such as a chemical plant or a grain elevator, you'll need to use explosion-proof hubs and enclosures to prevent sparks or arcs from igniting flammable materials. In these types of environments, it's crucial to follow all applicable codes and standards to ensure that the electrical installation is safe and reliable. Finally, it's important to remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it should only be performed by qualified and experienced individuals. If you're not comfortable working with electricity, it's always best to hire a licensed electrician to do the work for you. A qualified electrician will have the knowledge, skills, and tools to perform the work safely and correctly, and they will be able to ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes and standards.